Hey, good morning and welcome back, Thrall. We're going to change things up for everybody just a little bit this year. Rather than have face-to-face meetings in the cafeteria or the gym, we're going to have advisory meetings. And so we wanted to just make a video that we could show in your advisory class and kind of kick it off that way. I've asked Mrs. Lillard, our anchorwoman, to join us today. So we're going to try to do this in one take. We do have an awful lot to celebrate. Most of you know that we just earned the first rating this year as an A campus. It means we got a 94 out of a 100 possible points from the Texas Education Agency, which puts us in an elite status. And this is a really special place to be. And thanks to all the teachers and students who were part of that and are part of that. So
New things this year are advisory period, and I know many of you have emailed me and asked about your advisory period. We're going to go with the flow on advisory period and see how things go, and as we adjust to it, we will make adjustments as needed. Something else that's new this year is the drug testing policy. Make sure that you get your forms turned in. I think you have 10 days to do so. Parking permits, athletics, clubs and organizations, UIL, One Act Play. If you're involved in any of those, you have to turn in your drug testing policy form. Just a reminder that Mrs. Schusler left this year, so you get me for college and career and counseling. So thank you very, very much for all of your patience.
and remember, with that drug testing policy, that is one test that your teachers and coaches can't really help you with. That's a test you got to take on your own. So good luck with that studying. Tutorials. If you need any help academically, the building is open about 7 o'clock in the morning. Most of our teachers are here between 7 and 7:30, more or less. The official time for tutorials is 7:35 to 8 o'clock. Make sure that you're getting signed up. If some of your teachers require a sign in, a lot of teachers are just here and invite you into their room, but take advantage of that. We are going to use the QR code in the future, probably for sign-ups for math tutorials. If we have Mrs. Cole come back and work with some of the math students specifically, that seemed to be very successful last year.
Commons and outside patio. No food is allowed anywhere but these two areas. No eating in the LRC, in the annex, or in classrooms. The outside patio area is a privilege. Remember that. Make sure you keep your area picked up so that we can all enjoy it. In the morning when you eat breakfast and at lunch when you eat lunch, make sure that you are cleaning up your trash. There is a new custodial company. They are here to sanitize and not to pick up trash. So make sure you clean up after yourself.
And you guys have done a great job. The first 2 days of class, first 2 days of lunch, having the split lunch period, it's gone really smoothly. I walked through there and asked people to throw their trash away. And as Mr. West and I make the rounds after the lunches are over, we look around and just a few crumbs, a few little spills, but it's been all in all a very good start to everything. Transportation. If you ride a bus, a dual credit bus of any kind, you need it wherever you ride to, you need to plan on riding that same bus back. If you're going to ride back with somebody different, you need to let that bus driver know. That way they're not waiting for you and waiting for that student that just doesn't show up, which can and has happened. This specifically applies to our Temple College TSTC dual credit students. Students, please don't drive in the elementary car rider loop, especially during their drop-off or their pickup, and make sure that you're going with the flow of traffic during those morning hours, especially in afternoon hours. That is one-way traffic. I know it gets a little lax during the summer months because it tends to become a two-way road, but we really need to respect it as a one-way. Also, keep in mind that the speed limit on campus is 10 miles an hour. Now, I'm an old man and I can walk at 10 miles an hour at a brisk pace, so that's not very fast. So keep it under 10 miles an hour. Keep in mind too, this is a closed campus, so we're not leaving for lunch or anything like that. So you have to have permission. You have to sign out, have to have a parent note if you're going to leave campus for any reason. Remember also that when we're in class during the day, once the day starts, we're not coming and going to our cars. So you have to have permission to go to the student parking lot for any reason, and that goes for lunch too, for obvious safety reasons. Make sure that you fill out a parking permit this year. We've been a little lax in years past about parking permits, but we're gonna tighten things up there a little bit, and that's for safety. That's for your safety and our safety alike. Keep in mind, as we mentioned with the drug testing policy, if you're going to park on campus, you have to have a parent consent form and be on that list to park on campus as a street legal driver.
Next up, cell phones, electronic devices. Teachers might ask you to put your electronic devices in a phone caddy as you enter their room. You may have your phones out during passing periods as long as you don't obstruct the flow of traffic. If you hear one of us yelling at you and you're not answering because you're tuned out, make sure that you can hear us. Remember that social media should be used for fun, news, and networking, not for hurting others and causing trouble. Remember, no phones or cameras are to be used in restrooms or locker rooms.
For all kinds of obvious reasons. Prom. Prom's been set. The date's been set. Put it in your calendars. Go ahead and book it. Saturday, February 15th at the same venue, the Williamson County Expo Center. And I'm going to kind of take the lead as the junior class sponsor and kind of make prom as good as we can make it. It's been a great hit there the past couple of years, and look forward to it again. Dress code's been good. No major changes in the dress code. So far, so good. I would remind young men, please be clean shaven. No caps in the building. It's been pretty good so far. Like I said, had a few issues with some shorts being a little too short on the young ladies. Mini skirts a little too short, but we've had those conversations. All is well. If you want to address the midriff and explain that.
In case you are unaware what your midriff is, that is your belly. A lot of you like the shirts that hit right at the waistline. Please make sure that you are able to lift your arms and to bend over without seeing your back or your belly or any skin.
And remember that, it all comes down to principal discretion. So like I've said before, I'm the judge, I'm the jury, and I'm the executioner. And it's just a matter of not being a distraction, really and truly. It's just a matter of not being a distraction. So,
next up is academics. If you make academics your priority, the rest will follow. Remember that extracurricular activities are a privilege. Updates to policy. Remember that Odyssey or Edgenuity affects your eligibility. If you are in an Edgenuity class, you have to get 17% each 6 weeks in order to remain eligible.
Academic honesty is also very important, kind of like the drug testing policy, kind of like behavior, kind of like dress code. We're all here to get an education, whether it's taking a test or plagiarism. Any assignments that you are assigned, just take them seriously and do them yourself. Do them the way you're supposed to. I'm going to finish up with a couple goals that we've set as a staff, and I want to include the students because we're all here for you. This is a student-driven thing. We need to increase our attendance. Our attendance cost us a couple things when it came to our accountability. Now, we did get a 94, but there were a few distinctions that we should have met, and the attendance was a problem. The average that we're shooting for this year is 97% attendance, which when you take a test, you want to try to make 100 on the test, correct? Everybody nod your head, yes. So, our goal for increasing our attendance is to get above 97%. Last year, our senior class kind of drug us down. They were in the 94, 95% range. So even with their poor attendance, it's still very achievable. Right now, we're sitting at about 99% attendance. So thank you guys. First 3 days have been great. We had a lot of success with the On-Ramps program last year as we kicked that off. I'd like to think that we could continue that. So on-ramp success in our new programs of 50% or higher is a very achievable goal. We also want to increase our AP scores. So if you're in an AP course and you take that test in the spring, which everybody's going to do, take that seriously. I know the teachers are taking it very seriously. And then we want to finish in the top 5 of all high schools in the state of Texas. We've been in the top 5 to 10% of top high schools academically and athletically over the years in Thrall. We've been in contention for the Lone Star Cup over the past couple of years. When it comes to TEA's final rankings, our accountability for academics and extracurriculars is all weighted. And Thrall's one of those special places, and we do some great things. So we want to be one of those top 5 schools in the state of Texas when all the rankings come out in 2020. Other than that, we're off to a great start. We look forward to the year. If you guys need anything, you know where to find us. We usually move around the building. Ms. Lillard, she's great. Be patient with her. She's got a lot of new duties on her plate that she's asked to take on because it's the right thing for kids. Make it a great day or not. The choice is always yours. Stay classy, Thrall.